Dork Podcast with Rich Keefe. It's the Dork Podcast. And Davey. It's the Dork Podcast. Hashtag. It's the hashtag Dork Podcast.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Hashtag Dork. My name is Rich Keefe, joined as always by Davey Eyeballs. He is Riandra Von Deandra. All hail the king of ginger ale. It's Ryan. Davey, how are you?
I'm upset that you didn't refer to me as like Jungle Pussy. Von Jungle Pussy. Like,
yeah,
that would have been something else.
Jungle Pussy would have been good.
Was there. Yeah.
Not to spoil the whole movie. I could have called you Jungle Pussy. I could have called you Ghetto Ryan.
You could have asked me a question to like, so like a code word question.
Ooh, that's good. If one of us gets kidnapped, and you need a code word to know that it's you, or if you call me and I'm not sure it's you, I need to confirm your identity. I think the easiest one would just be, Davey, what is my favorite pie?
Or you could say the pie one, or if I was really in trouble and they're like the code, I would say like Sinners is the worst movie I've ever seen. And you would know that like that's a lie, like something's bad.
He's lying, something's afoot.
Yeah.
Something's
or like
off.
Spider-Man is the most overrated character in the Marvel universe.
I'd be like, what? He doesn't think that way.
No, but yeah, I think the code would be the pie question.
Pie question. All right, what's my favorite pie? Boom.
Or like, what's my second favorite pie?
Second favorite pie. I would say pecan.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Ryan, before we get to the very exciting topic du jour, both of us saw on the same show John Mulaney at the Wang Theater in Boston. What did you think of John Mulaney?
Well, let's start with, I stood in probably what I would consider the longest line I've ever been in. And I've been to Disney World, and this was like the longest line I've ever been in. It went all the way down Tremont Street, like down like 3 more blocks. Like it was crazy because like the earlier show got out late, right? So we were sitting in line.
Right.
And tell the people what you did, Rich. Tell the people what you did.
I didn't do anything. I just made it on time for the show. So the show was supposed to start at 9:30 on Saturday.
Correct.
And the doors barely opened by 9:30. So a large gathering showed up. And I'm not proud of it, but there was like a big, it didn't even look like a line. It was like a bubble of people. It was like a giant ball of people.
Yes.
And then it started like thin out, and then the next thing you know, me and Katie were like in line, and I'm like looking around. I'm like, oh, this is fucking like you cut. That. Yeah. No, I'm not proud of it.
You cut a huge line because like we were like, where are you? Like, where are you? You're like, oh, we're in. Like we're talking.
We were in, yeah. We also waited. We waited.
So the show didn't start until like 10. Dan Levy went on from like 10 to 10:30, and then like John Mulaney went on for like an hour and a half. Like he finished at midnight. Like it was crazy. Like I was expecting to be home at midnight.
Oh, we were like, so you and your wife went, me and my wife went, and so we met briefly at the beginning because we did meet up for like 5-10 minutes because we were like, oh, the show should be starting soon. So we got to our seats. But then it was like, hey, we'll meet you guys after for a drink. And then like Katie's like looking at her phone, we're getting out of there. She's like, she's like, I can't make it. She's like, there's no way I'm gonna be able to make a drink and drive all the way home. Like there's
and I said to my wife, I said, I'm so glad she pulled the cord on that because I wouldn't have, and I really did want to go home, but like I wouldn't have said no. Like I would have just gone
at the bar. It's like
we're getting too old for this shit. In terms of the show, like Dan Levy was pretty good. Like he did a good 10 minutes on like Facebook, like a Facebook no sell group, which was like, or no buy. It was like
basically burying his wife for being obsessed with like this it's basically Facebook Marketplace, but it's all free stuff. And then like the chat room and whatever.
He did a good 10 minutes on Claire's, which was
it was fine. Like honestly, I think it was good, but at that point I'm like, let's get to Mulaney. So it wasn't his fault, but I was like, I'm good.
So then we did, and then John Mulaney was awesome for like the first half hour. Like he was so funny. Like he did some bits that were like Boston specific that were like really, really good. And then there's a whole thing on like you hire him to like punch your dad in the face. Like that was a good bit. And then the last, so there's basically like, he said at one point, like 45 minutes in, like, I don't know where I am in the show.
Correct.
And then from that point on, it was really clear that he had no idea where he was in the show. This show went like off the rails for like 45 minutes.
So
it ended. Yeah. It ended with a joke that was, I'm not kidding. The joke was like 15 minutes long and it could have been 3.
Wait, are you talking about his like? Then he did the thing where everybody claps for him, then he comes back out and does another joke. You talking about
No,
that? Oh,
I didn't see that because I was already. I'm like, I gotta get out of here. It was the exorcism joke, like the
oh,
priest
the exorcism
exorcism
thing.
joke.
I was laughing though, dude. I'll tell you,
Yeah, but
I'm with you. It did seem like two different shows, and it's the second half seemed less like because Mulaney has very much of like, and then I'll tell you one thing, and then I
yeah,
can't believe it. It's like a lot. It's like very like his cadence kind of goes, and it changed. He worked a little bit more blue. Like the exorcism bit was obviously very blue, but also very on the nose for like exorcism movies. So it was
yeah.
fun. Good
But then
observation.
he's the part where he was like, "In the Son of God, who is also God, but he's a lamb."
Yep.
But the shepherd, like he did that. Like I just did it for 5 seconds.
He did
He
it
did
for
that
like 2
for
minutes.
10 minutes.
He's working the kinks out. I thought it was good though. I was moved to tears, I think 3 different times during the show. Like I had a good time. I enjoyed
Yeah.
his closing bit was really good though. So he was
The one where he
talking
came back, say I missed that one.
he came back and we were like in the aisle and then he started talking again. So we stopped, we
I heard
turned
it,
around.
but I'm like, I'm not. I thought he was just coming out to do like another quick buy, and I was like, fine, I'm out of here.
He
Like,
did
I
a
can't do
whole
this.
he did a whole joke about his tour bus driver in 2021 and it was like very funny and it was like
God
he
damn.
he's
I
like
missed that.
he's like everybody went on tour in 2021. He's like every band, he's like we all thought COVID was over, so every comedian, everybody went on tour, and he's like I apparently got like the last tour bus driver like available, and I meet the bus driver, and one of the first things he says is, "I don't drive in the city," and he's like, "It's not great for the tour." He's like, the guy was just it was this whole long spiel about this guy, but it was actually really really funny.
One thing I want him to expand is the story of his grandfather who had the most Alzheimer's,
Oh my god.
thinking that he was an old business associate that screwed him out of money when he was 5.
That's
Like
amazing.
that story needs to be, even if you lie, story needs to be expanded
It's
because that
so
was so
funny.
funny. It's such a
It
funny idea.
that one
That
was
his
good.
grandfather hated him when he was like 6.
Yeah. He was always but then he would always like, what did he
This
call him?
guy,
Yeah,
fella. Look
oh,
at this fella, fine fella.
this fine fella. Oh, look at this. Here he is, this fine fella. He's like in the back of his mind, he still had to make another deal with him. So he's like, he hated him, but he needed to be nice, like business nice. He had
That
a
was
pretty
good.
good observations on the Wizard of Oz, like the original movie Wizard of
Yes.
Oz. I thought that was funny. He obviously, I think the Boston stuff was great. He did a whole thing on RFK, which I thought was also very funny.
That was actually pretty funny.
That was
I
good.
thought. Yeah.
so anyway, I'd never seen him live. I've obviously seen all his specials that are like on Netflix and stuff, and this is all new, like this is all new material, all very very good. So
It was very new, and some of it, like you said, still working the kinks out of. I don't think the early
yes,
show got what we got. I would
I
be
can't
shocked.
imagine. Yeah, I don't
No,
think so.
that was an hour and a half. Like that was like more because he went. I guess he did a whole bit after I left.
Yeah, he did. Oh yeah, and it was it was good. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was like, yeah. So he was like the one thing I don't want to give the whole thing away, but he was like talking about his tour bus driver, and he was like a peculiar fellow, and he was talking to him, and he's just like, the guy said he was from Oklahoma, and he's like, oh my god, he's like my wife, he's like my girlfriend at the time, but he's like my wife now. He's like, she went to the University of Oklahoma, and the guy goes, no, Texas. It's like this whole like long thing about him. Anyway,
Yeah.
so yeah, John Mulaney. He had like 5 shows in Boston too. I think he did 2 Saturday, he did Thursday, Friday, 2 Saturday, and a Sunday.
Ugh. And the
He's
city was
busy.
a mess, as we talked about before. I think Hamilton opened. It was like the first weekend of Hamilton in Boston, and
Yeah.
fucking Red Sox were in town. Bruins were playing. It was fucking disaster. Getting into the city.
Jesus
I know.
Christ. But
What are you
anyway,
gonna do?
yeah, that was Mulaney. You know what, Rod? Because the next episode we'll do some TV stuff and some video game
Yeah.
stuff because we'll do Alien Earth in our next episode. But right now, let's do this.
Y'all ready for biz?
Topic du jour, Ryan.
Sure is.
Well, I'm so glad you asked because it's the topic of the day. And today is the #1 movie in the box office currently, the latest from Paul Thomas Anderson, one battle after another, clocking in at 2 hours and 41 minutes. It is a rated R mystery thriller action comedy starring Leonardo DiCaprio as well as a all-star cast: Sean Penn, Benicio del Toro, Regina Hall, Tiana Taylor, Chase Infinity, Wood Harris, and some other characters and actors that you definitely would recognize from other films. We begin, as we do with all of our movie and TV reviews, spoiler-free. Ryan, did you like it?
Yep.
Same.
I sure did.
Great. So this was built through the roof. Like this was, I didn't even mention the Roddy T scores. I normally do that. I got sidetracked with the cast. Last check, 96% critics, 85 audience. But there have been some reviews by film. So a lot of film critics love Paul Thomas Anderson anyway. Like they're obsessed with Paul Thomas Anderson, and that's fine. I like some of his movies quite a bit. Some of the other ones I think are fine. But people love him. He is a great filmmaker. And there's been a lot of talk about it being not just the best movie of the year. People are saying it's the best movie of the decade. It might be one of the best movies since 2000. Another guy said it's like the best movie he's ever seen. Like the hype about this is insane. So I went in expecting a lot, and yet it's still, I'm not going to call it the best movie of all time, but like it lived up to it. Like it was very, very, very good.
I think this is, I would agree with, this is probably one of the best movies, if not the best movie I've seen in the last 10 years.
Oh, so you are closer to that. Okay.
I'm close. Yeah. I love this movie. And again, I think you read the description. Read the description again.
Yeah. It's being referred to as a mystery thriller action comedy.
Which like sounds like a lot, but somehow all of those elements work. And there's like stuff in the movie that's like, it's a fucking experience, man. Like this movie is it once it starts, it just doesn't stop. And it's just, and you don't feel the 2 hours and 2.5 hours that this movie is. You don't, because it flies once it gets going.
Definitely. It's funny. This year, I feel like there's been a lot of movies that are on the shorter side. There's been a lot of hour and a half. There's been a lot of hour 40-minute movies. This, when you saw the runtime going in, you're trying to make plans and you're like 2 hours and 42 minutes. Like Jesus Christ on a jet ski. And then flew by. Did not feel 241 at all. And there is a lot of comedy. I mean, it's Paul Thomas Anderson. So if you've seen a lot of his movies in the past, like there is definitely plenty of spaces for comedy.
Like Phantom Thread, hilarious.
So he did Hard 8, which I've never seen. Then he did Boogie Nights, which is where everybody really, I think, knew who he was, and it's still my favorite of his movies. Then he did Magnolia, which I haven't seen in a long time.
Magnolia, I watch it again. It's really good.
It's wild.
It's
That's
really
Tom
good.
Cruise. It's wild. He also directed Punch Drunk Love, one of the.
I love that movie.
The Serious Sandler.
Serious Sandler. It was the very first Serious Sandler, and it was the very first time that people were like, he should probably get like an Oscar nod for this.
Yeah, that was all the way back
in
really 2002.
Yeah,
it's funny too because Paul Thomas Anderson's wife is Maya Rudolph.
Is that true?
So, yeah. And it's funny, this movie, like not to like do a deep dive into somebody's brain, but like, don't you think this movie you could kind of make sense? And then he also is a guy, I think he has like 4 daughters, so he's like, he directed There Will Be Blood in 2007.
Jesus, yeah, what a movie.
He did The Master in 2012,
which is a good movie. I wasn't gaga over that, but that was really good. Yeah,
he did Inherent Vice in 2014.
It's good. That's a good movie.
I don't think I ever saw that.
It's kind of like Phoenix. Yeah, but he's like a detective, but like a stoner detective in like the 60s or 70s. It's pretty good.
Benicio del Toro is also in that one. Then he did Phantom Thread in 2017. He did Licorice Pizza in 2021.
That movie stunk. Like people were crazy about that movie. That movie stunk.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like he is viewed as, it's some people think he's like the best working director. And I think he's very good. But then I'm like, Christopher Nolan, Denis Villeneuve, like Tarantino, like I think they have a higher hit rate than he does. And I'm not taking anything away from him. Like he has excellent movies. And this is another one. Like this to me might be his second best movie.
I think it's his best movie.
Okay, yeah, and I think that's a fair take too. I think this could definitely be looked at as his best movie. So that's our take on Paul Thomas Anderson. What's your overall? How do you feel about Leonardo DiCaprio, the actor?
The actor,
not like the mailman.
I think he's kind of like he's like a LeBron James. Like he's done great things and probably one of the best actors. Or LeBron James basketball player, but like I get it. If you hate him, I get it.
Mhm.
But you can't deny that like this guy knows what he's doing. Like he's really, and in this movie, he's fantastic because he's not like the dreamboat like leading man. He's just kind of like a bum, which is fucking
Yeah.
awesome. And he's so good at it.
Yeah, it is. It's funny because Leonardo DiCaprio is now 50. And I know there's all those jokes about like, what is he? He breaks up with a girl every time she turns like 24. There's like a
25 or
line
something,
of
yeah.
saying there.
Right.
So there's that part of it. And we've seen him for a really long time. I mean, he was a kid in What's Eating Gilbert Grape, and then he was really young in the Basketball Diaries, and then even Romeo and Juliet. I mean, how old was he for that? And like those were three like pretty big movies.
Yeah, I think he was like 20 in Romeo and Juliet, but
Makes
like the
sense.
two before that, he was like Basketball Diaries. I think it was his first like Oscar nom,
Might have been.
and that was really good. That movie's fucking bleak, but
It's
that's
tough.
yeah,
It's tough go. And then he obviously became like a megastar with Titanic. I mean,
Right.
that's the biggest for a long time. That's the biggest movie ever. They did some cool, like The Beach was pretty crazy.
crazy.
I was in 2000. I think people weren't really ready to go for that. That was a Danny Boyle movie, The Beach. Gangs of New York, Catch Me If You
Mhm.
Can, The Aviator, The Departed, Blood Diamond. That's probably when he was like, Jesus
Peak.
Christ. That might have been peak Leo. And he was like, we talk about how like Tom Cruise is like a movie star.
Mhm.
Leo's like that, like leading man. Like he would have fit in like the 40s and 50s. Like the leading man can play like a variety of roles, but always like the handsome dude, the handsome like lead actor
Right.
guy. And then as he's gone on, I loved Shutter Island. I know, we're up and down on Scorsese, but like I like Shutter Island a
Yeah.
lot, and he was really cool in that. Like I thought he was good. People like Inception, Django. Like it's
He's
funny
good,
too.
yeah.
Like I just named 3 movies that were directed by Scorsese, Nolan, and Tarantino.
Yeah.
Like all 3 of those guys were like, "Give me Leo." It's pretty sick.
And he was probably the first choice for all those things. And
Right.
what's crazy, like it's funny though, because he always had like that kind of like baby face. And
Yeah,
like me, I think I made this joke on the podcast. He's just recently become old. Like he looks old.
yeah.
Um, which is kind of cool. Like it's kind
Think
of
about
cool to
that, like
see him like
not only is he a father in this movie, but he's a father to a 16-year-old. Like he's not a father to like a baby.
right.
Like you know what I mean? Like she's 16 years old.
And it's funny, like they didn't he played a father at like 30 and
Mhm.
and then like a father at like 50 in the same movie, and you don't blink. You're just like, yeah, okay.
Oh, heck yeah, that's him. A little bit longer hair,
Right.
a little bit more of a
Well,
booze bag. He was in The Great Gatsby. He was in The Wolf of Wall Street, which is not my favorite movie, but people
I don't
go
really like
hog
either.
for
Yeah.
that. The Revenant was when he got to really put on his acting shoes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, one of my favorite movies. I know you do not care for it, but he's good in it.
Wait,
You're gonna
watch it
change
again.
You have a
I
new
like it
take?
more. I like it more now. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
I like it more.
Well, I'm excited for the like the sequel with Brad Pitt's character that
Yeah.
David Fincher's gonna do.
But yeah, I was gonna say Tarantino's writing
No,
it, but
Tarantino's not doing it. Yeah, he might be writing it.
or producing it or something. But
Yeah.
David Fincher, which is if you're gonna, that's fine with me.
But Rick Dalton is a great character. Then he did Don't Look Up, which I didn't like. Now, friend of the show, Gary Tangway's in that movie, so that's
Yes,
good.
yes.
But
That was like people are like, it's a satire. I'm like, I get it.
yeah, no, it's pretty clear.
Yeah, I know. Like they're making fun of this. I'm like, I know.
Yeah.
Like it's not that good.
I watched it. I watched the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then I really didn't like this, and even though I think it was nominated for Best Picture, but Killers of the Flower Moon was the last time we saw Leo in a movie. I didn't love it, but people did. Another Scorsese movie.
Do you think he was doing Scorsese a favor at that point?
Maybe, but like De Niro was in it too. Like,
But like he, of course, he is because
De Niro, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Leo basically became second half of Scorsese's career's De Niro. Like he worked with De Niro in every movie, and then he worked with Leo for like every movie.
Right.
And then this one, so like if we were doing a top 6 Leonardo DiCaprio movies,
Mhm.
I think One Battle After Another is in there.
Absolutely.
Okay. I would go, just look at this quick. I'd go One Battle After Another. I'd go Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I would go Django, Shutter Island, Catch Me If You Can,
I
and
like that movie.
maybe like Gangs in New York. I think most people would go
The Departed guy.
Right, they would. They'd go The Departed, they'd go Wolf of Wall Street, they'd go The Revenant, Inception.
So we're thinking best acting, or best movies?
Best movies.
Okay, I would go One Battle After Another.
Yep.
Django, Inception, Gangs of New York, and split between.
No, that's only 4, so pick both of them.
No. Oh, okay, so Shutter Island and The Departed.
He's got a good filmography.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's another thing we could do is just like all-time filmographies, or if everybody's top 6, who's got the best top 6? His would be in the mix because you're fighting for it, and like everybody would have a different top 6, which also proves just how freaking good it is.
Yeah, Man in the Iron Mask.
You put on whatever you want. Put whatever you want on there. But yeah, it's a movie about a revolutionary, a guy that is in a group called this is still spoiler free, but a guy that was in a group called the French 75, and then things kind of go haywire, and then it jumps to 16 years later. He's a little in a different place in his life. He's been into the drugs and the alcohol, but then somebody is after his daughter, and then kind of all hell breaks loose, and that's kind of thing. You see some of that in the trailer, but just a wild time. It definitely is kind of funny, like we were saying before, like Paul Thomas Anderson wise. Like, there's a lot of funny, like just Leonardo DiCaprio yelling on the phone is some of the best stuff I've seen all year.
Yeah, and it's like he can't but he's trying to call like his old friends, and since they're a part of a revolutionary group, there's like passwords and good. Like things and like sayings that needs to like say something back, but he can't remember. And the guy he talks to, it's one of the funnier parts of the movie. Like he's talking to this guy, and like you think like kind of what the guy looks like, and you meet him, and that's not the guy you think.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all. It's a cool story. Like we're giving a lot of these movies like Sinners and Weapons, 2 of my favorites of the year, a lot of credit for being original stories. This is super original story. Like it's pretty,
because you see you've seen movies of like these revolutionaries, and especially like with current events being what they are, like it's kind of a cool topic, but like what happens when those people get old, and what happens when they priority shift and world changes, and like what happens, and it's actually a really cool, and again funny and heartbreaking and fucking scary at times movie.
Yeah, I would say it's definitely a must watch.
One character in particular, which we'll talk about in spoilers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like this, you need to. This is going to win several Oscars in major categories.
Yeah, and it's going to be one of those years, because I watch the Oscars every year, but there's a lot of times where I'm like, man, all my favorite movies didn't even get a sniff. But then there are other years where it does like line up. Like it's weird how that works to me. How I'm like, I don't change what the movies like, or the kind of movies I like, the performances I like. And yet some years the Oscars like very much, like I was a young kid when this happened, but like Silence of the Lambs swept everything. Everyone's like, this is the fucking greatest movie ever. And then I'll see other movies that I like a lot, and like they don't even get there's not even like a peep. So you're like, I don't know. Right. But this feels like one of those years where between One Battle After Another and Sinners, 2 movies that I love a lot, I think are both going to get a lot of nominees. They're going to be going head to head in a lot of categories. But I hope and I think this is going to be one of those years where there's like a good crossover between what most people actually like and what the Academy actually recognizes this year.
Yeah.
So I feel like I know what your answer is, but what is your dork score for One Battle?
6. It's absolutely 6.
Same. I'm going 6. I will say for me, Sinners is going to be almost impossible to top because it has Dracula's and it has Michael B. Jordan,
right,
and some sweet music. But so I'm still going Sinners 1. But if anybody has this movie 1, I completely get it. Like this,
and I do.
Is probably 2. This is your number 1. Yeah,
it's my number 1 of the year so far. Isn't it crazy? So did you read that thing? Glenn Powell and Michael B. Jordan might be in Miami Vice, like a new Miami Vice movie.
Oh yeah. Hopefully they're a fiend for mojitos.
Oh, hopefully.
Yeah, that's gonna be too much. Those 2 guys on the screen together.
It's too sexy. It's too sexy.
Like
Antonio Banderas. It's too sexy.
Leave some for the rest of us, would you?
I'm not even listening to what they're saying.
No. Yeah, I'd watch that movie with the sound off.
Yeah.
All right. If you guys saw One Battle After Another, let us know on the YouTube chat right now what your score is, or you can hit us up after the fact at Dork Podcast on Twitter, Instagram, dorkpodcast@gmail.com. Let's get into spoiling some of this stuff.
Spoilers! 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 Here come the spoilers!
All right, so we get Ghetto Pat is Leonardo DiCaprio's character,
Rocket Man.
and Perfidia, how do you say her name?
Perfidia.
Who
Perfidia
is
Beverly
played
Hills.
by Tiana Taylor, who at one point in real life was Mrs. Amon Shumpert, the former Knicks guard.
Oh,
She was married to Amon Shumpert for like 8 years, I think.
wow.
They're no longer together,
Mm.
but they have quite a passionate romance. They love doing revolutionary stuff. They love blowing up a bank. They love doing some violent stuff. They like freeing, prisoned migrants. They like doing all that stuff, but they're very into each other as well. There's a hot relationship between those two.
It is a passionate affair. It is a
Yes.
passionate affair. But with high highs like that come low lows when you're in one of those relationships, right? So Perfidia is not very stable, as it turns out.
No, can be a bit of a wild card. In fact, there's a scene where she is like 9 months pregnant and she's like shooting off a gun and having a great time. And Leonardo DiCaprio's character, Ghetto Pat, later Bob Ferguson, is like, she doesn't even know she's pregnant, kind of thing.
It was a great juxtaposition with Willa, his daughter, who's not her real name, but
Willa Ferguson,
shooting the same gun.
Yeah. Chase Infinity is that actress's name, who I don't think has been in anything. And she was fantastic.
No, she was so good.
She was awesome.
But we got to talk about fucking showstopper. Sean Penn is fucking so good in this
Colonel
movie.
Stephen J. Lockjaw.
Which is ridiculous. He's a ridiculous character. And this is like, it's a little more it's way more over the top. But this is like a Hans Landa-esque performance from him.
Who he reminded me of? He reminded me of like a few different characters from like Preacher. Remember the show and the book Preacher? But like the way like his haircut, and like Preacher's more like a religious thing. This is more like a military thing, and like just trying to like take over and do whatever they want. But he has an outrageous haircut, which also makes his ears look enormous. He has like John Wooden ears.
Yes.
Also, I felt like watching him on screen, I was like, when they eventually do the Vince McMahon biopic, I think he could do Vince McMahon.
He's just so fucking intense. Like it's crazy to me. And again, like, did you read the newspaper article about they were asking someone if they could ever use like his likeness in like AI, and like what his response was?
No, what was it?
What do you think he should have said?
Fuck you.
Or no.
Yeah.
Would have been
yeah.
What he said, and I think this is true. He goes, only if like you give me an AI generated version of your daughter, and we'll invite some friends over and we can do whatever we want with her. It's like you could just say no.
And he had thought about that to have that on the ready.
Right. And like for me, like he's one of those actors like Daniel Day-Lewis. You don't get him out of bed unless, he won't do a movie unless he really thinks or really buys into like what he's doing. I don't think this guy's the character, Colonel Lockjaw or Sean Penn, have ever laughed once.
No. What's wild, like the guy who played Spicoli in Fast Times at Ridgemont High has had this kind of career after the fact in some of the movies that he's in.
And scared the shit out of me in this movie at times.
He's terrifying. His haircut is very unsettling. I think that was a great choice. Whoever's choice that was, I don't know if it was Paul Thomas Anderson, if it was if it was like somebody in wardrobe, but like it was smart to have it that way. It was very.
There was one. It was like so weirdly disturbing when he's riding in an elevator and he's like going to meet like the Christmas adventurers or whatever.
Dude, first of all, unbelievable name. It's so funny, and it's like it sounds like something. If you didn't know what it was, I'd be like, "Oh, I really want to be a part of that." And then you're like, "Oh God, no, they are fucking racist scumbags."
But he pulls a comb out of his pocket and like puts it in his mouth and like licks the comb and then like combs his little straight hair,
shaved on the sides and back, and then just like a little bit left on top, and just like pushes it straight.
Oh,
Like,
it's
oh
so
my God.
creepy.
But the first time we see him and he's trying to stop the French 75,
Yes.
but then Tiana Taylor's character gets like the jump on him and has a gun on him, and he just is like, all right, he's done. And she's like, all right, get up. Get up. No, not on your feet. Not on
Get
your
it
feet.
up.
Get it up. Which I was like, that's early in the movie, and I'm like, oh,
That's
we're locked in for something here. Like we got ourselves
we
a
get
full
boners right out of the rip.
and God bless him, so did he. He also
Yeah.
got rock hard. If that happened to me and somebody was pointing a gun at me and somebody who looked like that and they were like, get it up, I'd be like, it is. It has been.
It
It has been for a while. Since this started, it had. You might not be able to notice, but it is full go right now.
I am bricked up right now.
She's like, she's like, no, you're not. I'm telling you, I am. I've missed. I'm telling you, get over here.
This is it. I'm sorry to tell you. This is it.
And then he has to get up and walk.
Yep.
In my past.
So he has to get up, full boner, walking around with a boner. I'm like, we're 10 minutes into a movie that might win Best Picture, and I got a guy just walking around with a boner on there.
Came soft.
And then, he becomes obsessed with her. Yeah.
Yes.
He became obsessed with her. And then he's spying on her. He notices that, oh, somebody's pretty flirtatious with her. It's Ghetto Pat. And so now he's just like, all he can think about is her. And then he gets the jump on her, and they have like a weird little exchange.
Yep.
And they're talking. And then he wants them to meet up again, which they do. And then it's a bit of a power play. I feel like she's something called girl on top. And now she's able to get what she wants, and I'm able to last longer. No, but
a girl on top.
We've never tried it before. And so they have a pretty intense little scene there. I'm not sure. Actually, I think I am sure what she did with her gun.
Yep.
To him. But he liked that. And that kicks off really the whole movie. That's like the whole idea of this movie. So it's what's so crazy is like it's about like this revolutionary, right? And so you're thinking like, oh, is the movie about who they're going after and like what they want to do and what they think is right. And you're like, yeah, kind of. But then also it's about this little spinoff of Tiana Taylor's character and the relationship that she has now with Sean Penn, who's like a colonel. And, we're already in spoilers. So he impregnates her and then she has the baby. And now Tiana Taylor's jealous because Leonardo DiCaprio like loves the baby and is like obsessed with the baby and all this other stuff. And then they go to like rob a bank, not rob a bank. Well, yeah, basically rob a bank. Like, the name of the thing. And then it goes a little sideways. She kills somebody. She shoots like the guard. And then she like sprees. Great scene, great like run chase scene. Long story short, she's then captured and interrogated and basically is like, all right, like we're going to get you or you need to like flip. And she flips. She rats him out. And that becomes the whole thing. And there's a pretty wild scene of like, people going after other French 75 members and just fucking killing them like in broad daylight,
gunning them down. And this is all, meanwhile, like Colonel Lockjaw's like winning awards for like, because these people want open borders and no citizenship and complete anarchy and like all this stuff. And he's very close, not the opposite. He's very the opposite. He wants order. He wants all these things. I'm trying to be apolitical here. And how that plays off against each other is like really fascinating. And again, like you have these kind of like three stories. So you have like, the Sean Penn hunting the French 75 people down, which she rats them out. But you have that relationship between like the three of them. And then you have the relationship between like Leonardo DiCaprio and his daughter, which is like very central to the story as well. And like how all these things intertwine, and it's just done in such a way that is just so like fucking seamless. It's crazy good.
It's unreal. And I feel like it's really good in the first, whatever that ends up being, 45 minutes maybe of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, and like the stuff that takes place like in modern time. So basically there's like a whole bunch of the movie that takes place like 16 years earlier than now. And then it jumps out. And so Tiana Taylor's character eventually like escapes, and she has a good line to Lockjaw.
Yes, so she leaves. It's like a an agreement that they had. It was like her pardon or something like that. And she writes on the letter, "This pussy don't pop for you."
Yeah,
which we were talking off air. That is not something you typically want to hear. right?
No, you want it popping. You want it
Yeah.
popping for you specifically. And if it's
Ideally,
not-
yes.
yeah, ideally. And if it's not, I don't think there's any turning back. I think you're
No,
out.
and I think that the downturn is when you're told that it does, and then come to find out years later that it doesn't pop for you. I mean, I think that's got to be a shot. That's got to be upsetting to hear.
I think it kind of ruined him. I think it kind of messed him up. But basically, so then she escapes and whatever. 16 years goes by. And then now he's kind of like, he's probably a little bit paranoid, talking about Leonardo DiCaprio's character. He is raising a daughter, so he's a single dad. It's hard enough being a dad to a lady or two ladies, as both of us are girl dads, when we have a wife and a mom in the picture. Like alone, I thank God I don't even know what that's like. It'd be so tough. And so you could see how they do a great job of, like, in those early moments, you can kind of realize how the 16 years have gone for him.
Yes.
Like it's a bit of a mess. But fast forward to Sean Penn's character, Colonel Lockjaw, is invited into this group, the Christmas Adventurers, and Hail Saint Nick is what they say.
Hail Saint Nick.
But they're racist, right? So they're all
Super
racist.
racist.
It's a white supremacist group, and so they're asking him all these questions, like, "Have you done this, that, and the other thing?" Like, what was it? Like, do you have any credit? And he was like, "Yeah, I bought a jet ski or something, and it didn't work." And he did the kind of jet ski it was. He's like,
"I had to make that decision again. I probably wouldn't have done it."
They're like, "Okay," but then like, "Have you ever basically had sex with someone who wasn't white or whatever?" And he's like, "Oh God, no!" And he's like, "Oh shit!" So now he's like, "I don't want these guys to find out about this." So now, all these years later, he has to go first figure out if, in fact, Willa is his kid.
Correct.
And then Eliminator.
And there's a terrifying scene with the two of them where he's like, if these lines match up, this is really going to be really bad for you.
Yeah, so he does a straight up DNA test in front of her.
Mm-hmm.
But man, it's crazy. There's also a really good comedy scene where Leo is with Willa. And it is, I don't know if it's as good as the Bad Boys 2 scene, but it's when her friends show up to pick her up.
Oh my God.
He is fucking yelling at the kid. He's calling him homie. He's calling him essay. And he's just like,
"Are you cool? Are you cool?"
He's like, "Yeah, I guess."
What is the kid thing? He has oh shit. It's like Bobo and what's the kid's name?
Oh yeah, it's, what the fuck were their names? It was
They have
definitely
really weird names. Oh, Bluto. It's my friend Bluto. He's like, "What?" He's like, is that a they them?
Yeah. He's like, "I'm just trying to know. I just want to know it. I just want to know it." And she's like, "Jesus Christ, Dad." And the best is she's walking away and he's like, "Hey, say it." And the other dude turns around. He's like, "What?" He's like, "Not you, you fucking moron." He's great. That's one of the scenes where he's just yelling at all those kids. He's getting right up in the guy's face, and the kid's like,
They just drive up like that in a car, in a red car like that. They just drive up to anyone's house. And she's like, "Yeah, that's what."
That's what they do. They drive up like that in a red car. So good.
In a red car like that.
And she's arguing with him about something. She's like, "Yeah, I told you this or whatever." And you shouldn't, you were out there. And she's like, "You shouldn't have been driving." He's like, "I know how to drink and drive."
that guy. He's
a good line.
"I need to be out there worrying about you. I know how to drink and drive."
Yeah, he's a mess. He's stumbling home and everything else. But that was a good scene back and forth. But then you get the return of, so Regina Hall is great in this movie, and she's in it early. She's a part of the French 75. And then she shows up to this dance and basically is talking to Willa. She's like, "You got to get out." And she has a code phrase. And she says to her, she's never met Willa in her life, but she goes to help her. And Willa's like, "What?" Other than, she's like, "My dad said, if anybody ever says that to me, to trust them with my life." And then she goes and she's trying to save her. But some of the other great comedy in this, and part of it is in the trailer, but it's all the stuff where Bob Ferguson, Leo DiCaprio, doesn't remember anything because he's just been doing drugs and drinking for the last 16 years, and everything involves a code word or a phrase, and he doesn't know it, and he gets so
cannot remember it.
Mad. And then he talks to that guy you mentioned in non-spoilers, Comrade Josh. That's such a name. Change your name.
Because he can't remember. Why are there no hands on the clock? And he can't remember. And he can't remember where any of the rendezvous points are.
He's like, "What time is it?" He's like, "What time is it?" And Benicio del Toro's like, 8:15. He's like, "No."
By the way, we need to talk about him. Sensei Sergio St. Carlos.
Incredible. He teaches Willa's karate, and he also has a whole underground community where he's just rolling people in. That house is like enormous, and it's like all like there's a lot of
It's all like
tunnels.
apartments, but there's like secret passageways and stuff. And he's like, "You got any weapons?" He's like, "All you got in here is nunchucks."
Also, when he's on the phone with Comrade Josh, and he's like, "I'm going to institute Greyhawk 10." He's like, "You're doing that right now?" He's like, "Yeah, Greyhawk 10,
Give me
Greyhawk
whoever.
10. Put your boss on. Put your superior on right now." He's like,
And what is
telling
this? What is the guy? He asks him, "What's
Yeah.
my favorite kind of pussy?"
Yeah.
And he's like Mexican heroin or black tar heroin or something like that.
No,
He's
he
like,
said Mexican hairless.
Mexican hairless.
Which is great because he didn't remember any of the other code
He
words.
remembered that.
He didn't remember anything, but he remembered Mexican hairless. So like, oh, okay.
And then they have this whole, and he's like, apologize to him. This guy's a hero. Like, apologize to him. And Comrade Josh tries to apologize. He's like, fuck you.
Fuck you. He was so mad at that guy. He's like, I am Bob Ferguson.
He's like, tell me where to go. Tell me where the rendezvous point is.
Give me the fucking coordinates.
Slow down. Enunciate.
Yeah, he goes, hurry up. He's like, hurry up, fucking give him to me. All right, slow down. Enunciate. After he just told the guy, he's like, lickety split. He's like, let's fucking go. Slow down.
So he escapes with these like skateboarder parkour kids who are just like flying like over rooftops, and then he absolutely eats it,
which is
like
hilarious. And as you're watching it, you're like, maybe 16 years ago he could do it, but like, there's no way he's gonna be able to run on rooftops. And like, he's following them for a little bit. I'm like, is he gonna do this? And I'm like, oh no, he did not.
And they're like, come on, Bob, come on, Bob.
So good. And then so so the three like main dudes in this are all so different, and they're all so perfectly cast. So Leonardo DiCaprio as like the frantic older like single dad, is awesome, and like all his art, all his screaming is awesome. Sean Penn, as you mentioned, is like terrifying, and then Benicio del Toro is just so calm. It's like the craziest fucking situation you can think of, and he's just chill the whole time. To the point where they're even getting chased by the cops. And he's like, this is it. Like Leo's freaking out. And he's like, it's not over for you. He's like, you just got to like sit out. You got to like duck, and you're going to like roll out of here. He's like in a moving car. He's like, slow down. He's like, no, you got to go. You got to go. You got to go. And then he finally goes. He's fine. And then he gets pulled over. The cops are like, we've been like fucking like, what did you dump out of the window? He's like, nothing. He's like, we've been chasing you. Did you not see us? I saw you. Like, I had a couple small beers, which to me is,
you've been drinking today? Yeah, a little bit.
Couple small beers. Well, it's gonna be my favorite thing now. Every time I'm drunk and somebody asks me, have you been drinking? A couple small beers. Oh, he's awesome.
I think he said he's just like he's Leonardo DiCaprio's like freaking out. He's like trying to hand him this rifle. He's like, he just goes, courage, Bob.
Yeah. Oh, he's feeding him Modelo's like the whole movie. He's like, just giving him Modelo's. Courage, Bob.
Thank you, Sensei. Thank you, Sensei.
Oh my God, what a great character.
So good.
There's also a scene where Sean Penn, when they're in like the big sandy area, like I don't know if it's a desert part, but like Sean Penn's driving like the SUV. He's driving, if you rewatch this movie, he's driving it so aggressively. It's like the most acting he's doing. He's like hopping around, he's like moving the car around. I got a good chuckle out of that. I don't know if it's supposed to be as aggressive as it ended up being, but it was very good. But yeah, basically, so we find out that Lockjaw is in fact Willa's dad. There's a big whole breakdown there, but then also the Christmas adventurers find out what really went on with Lockjaw. So they try to kill him, and they shoot him in the face while he's driving.
Yeah.
He survives that.
And the walk he does, when you find out he's alive, he's got like the assault rifle and he's walking down the street. He does the most exaggerated, ridiculous walk I've ever seen. And it's like I was laughing out loud.
Maybe this is why I thought of Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon, I thought of because like the haircut a little bit and the big ears, but then like the head bobbing walk. I'm like, that maybe that's where I was thinking.
The head bob and like the arm swing with the gun across his chest. It's the stupidest looking thing, and it's like supposed to be like he's got blood all over his face. It's supposed to be like super menacing and tough, and he looks so stupid.
He looks so dumb.
But then the Christmas adventurers get him back, and they lie to him, and they say they're gonna like let him in the club, and then wind up like gassing him. But there's a line. He calls Perfidia. He calls her like, I believe she was like a sperm thief.
Yes.
And the guy leans in and he goes, "You mean she was a semen demon?"
Semen demon. He claimed he was raped, which is
raped in reverse is what he says.
They said raped in reverse like 4 times. Like 4 times. And then I laughed out loud when he said semen demon. She was a semen demon. Yes, sir. I was
Yes,
raped
sir.
in reverse.
Indeed. I was raped because I was raped in reverse.
They wouldn't just say raped, they're like raped in reverse. The other way.
Yeah.
The other way.
He's like, why would she do that? He's like, because of my power.
Right.
And
Because of my power. She's like, okay, great. That's fine. We got you your own office. And then he's looking in there and it's completely like there's nothing on the walls. There's nothing anywhere in there. And then you just look up and there's like a vent. And it's like boom. He's like immediately out. You're like, all right. He's done. So yeah, then basically Bob Ferguson and Willa are together. Bob hands Willa a letter. Because the other thing, like watching this, I was like, Tiana Taylor's character escapes to Mexico. And as far as we know, never actually dies, right?
No. So we never actually see. She could be, but we never actually see her die. Yeah.
Okay. So she might still be out there, but Bob and Willa are together. And now Willa basically is like picking up sort of where they left off. Now she's going to be like a bit of a revolutionary herself.
It was such a cool thing because you thought like she was going to go, like she was getting ready to like go out with her friends or whatever. And then the call comes out like over like the ham radio. And she's like, and he's like, that's a 3.5 hour ride to Oakland. You know,
going to Oakland or whatever it was. And he's like, okay. And then he's
be
like,
careful.
She's like, I won't.
She's like, I won't. And he's, you know, he's got his cell phone now and he's like learning how to take selfies and like all that stuff. It's actually like, but yeah, because it's weird because Lockjaw does tell Willa, he's like your mom's dead. He tells her she's dead.
Yeah.
But I think that's, you know, his way of, she's the only way he could accept the fact that it's like she got away.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just like fucking dude, incredible performances in this movie. And this girl, Chase Infinity or Infinity, like
Chase Infinity as Willa Ferguson, who this is her first movie.
Yeah, I assume she was in a show, right? She was in
she was in Presumed Innocent, which people liked on Apple Plus, the Jake Gyllenhaal show.
Yeah,
which I never saw, but yeah, she's like 25 years old, so she's playing a little bit older, obviously, but like she's, that's crazy because when you also consider the fact that it's her first movie ever, in all of her scenes, she's either with Leonardo DiCaprio, Sean Penn, or Regina Hall,
or Benicio del Toro,
or Del Toro. Like, good lord,
like that's good trial by fire there.
Yeah, so she'll be a superstar, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm. And she hung with them.
Yeah.
Oh, but the Christmas Adventurer's assassin guy too was also awesome. The guy driving the Mustang.
We didn't even mention that part too. Where like the one guy, and because like, that was the other thing. Like Sean Penn was like, I need her to die, but like I personally can't kill her. So he hired somebody. That guy's like, I'm not gonna fucking kill kids. And then they're like, well, you got to bring her here or whatever. And then he has like a change of heart, goes in there and fucking wipes him out. That was a cool scene. I looked this up after the fact, but remember like the greeting code, like the thing that he called the number and like there was like the voiceover in the movie. That was Jenna Malone. Jenna Malone. Yeah. I like Jenna Malone.
Where's she been?
I don't know. It's a good question. Let's take a look.
Movie Rules is Saved.
Oh yeah. With Mandy Moore.
Yeah.
Let's see. Jenna Malone was in, she's in
the Hunger Game movies.
Horizon, an American Saga, that chapter 1 and chapter 2. Whatever. Oh, she was in Love Lies Bleeding, the movie that guy cranked himself to sleep. That movie was actually really good though.
She also does the voice of the female referee in WWE 2K24.
God damn, she's a good voiceover actress now.
Yeah.
You like that. All right, well, that'll do it for us for I would just say this is gonna be a nominee.
Yes.
No doubt. Between One Battle After Another, Sinners, probably Weapons. For me, probably Friendship, maybe Superman. It's been the top 10 movies this year have been strong.
We're doing okay.
Yeah, and we got 3 more months to maybe see something else that's pretty good. So, all right, anyway, there's our take on One Battle After Another. You guys can let us know what you think. If you're watching live on YouTube right now, you can jump over to the other link. And we're going to talk a little TV. We got Alien Earth, which wrapped up last week. So we will recap that bad boy. In the meantime, Ryan, stay curious.
The Hashtag Dork Podcast.